Ever wondered why you remember some things vividly, but forget others almost instantly? Or why negative comments stick in your mind more than compliments? Welcome to the intriguing world of human behavior. Today, we're diving into 10 fascinating psychological facts and laws that govern how we think, feel, and act. Get ready for a mind-blowing journey that will not only entertain you, but also provide you with tools to understand yourself and others better. Fact 1. The law of recency. You know that catchy song you can't get out of your head? That's the law of recency doing its magic. This psychological principle suggests that the most recent information we encounter tends to stick in our minds the longest. It's not just about songs or ads, it's a tool that savvy educators and marketers use to make their messages unforgettable. Think about it. The last thing you read or hear often becomes the first thing you recall. This principle is so powerful that it even influences how juries make decisions in courtrooms. So, the next time you're trying to make a lasting impression, remember, timing is everything. Fact 2. The negativity bias. Ever wonder why negative news or a single bad comment can ruin your day? Welcome to the world of negativity bias. This psychological phenomenon explains why we're more likely to remember and dwell on negative experiences than positive ones. It's not just you, it's hardwired into our brains, a survival mechanism from our caveman days. Back then, overlooking a negative event, like the rustle of a predator in the bushes, could mean life or death. Today, it means we're more likely to remember a bad review over a dozen good ones. But here's the kicker. Understanding this bias can empower you to focus on the positive and rewire your brain for happiness. Fact 3. The ostrich effect. Ever felt like ignoring a problem or a stressful situation, hoping it would just go away? You're not alone. This is known as the ostrich effect, a psychological tendency where people avoid or ignore negative information or uncomfortable situations. It's named after the myth that ostriches bury their heads in the sand to avoid danger, which they don't actually do, by the way. But humans, we do it all the time. Whether it's avoiding looking at a bank statement, procrastinating on a project, or even ignoring health symptoms, the ostrich effect can hold us back from facing reality and taking action. The good news? Being aware of this tendency is the first step in overcoming it. So lift your head out of the sand and face those challenges head-on. Fact 4. The Zeigarnik effect. Have you ever noticed that unfinished tasks nag at you more than the ones you've completed? That's the Zeigarnik effect in action. Named after Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, this psychological phenomenon explains why we remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. It's like your brain has a built-in reminder system that keeps nudging you to finish what you started. This can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it helps you stay focused and drives you to complete tasks. On the other, it can lead to unnecessary stress if you have too many open loops in your mind. So, the next time you find yourself unable to relax, consider closing a few of those loops. Your brain will thank you. Fact 5. The mere exposure effect. Ever wonder why that catchy song you initially hated starts to grow on you? That's the mere exposure effect at work. This psychological principle states that the more we're exposed to something, the more we tend to like it. It's not just about songs or ads. This effect plays a huge role in our relationships too. The more you see someone, the more likely you are to become friends, or more. It's a subtle yet powerful force that marketers, politicians, and even matchmakers exploit. But it's not all manipulation. Understanding this effect can help you make conscious choices about what you expose yourself to. So, choose wisely, because what's familiar today could be your favorite tomorrow. Fact 6. The gambler's fallacy. Picture this. You're at a roulette table, and the ball has landed on red 5 times in a row. You're convinced that black is due next, right? Hold on. You've just fallen for the gambler's fallacy. This psychological trap makes us believe that past events can influence future outcomes in random situations. In reality, each spin of the roulette wheel is independent of the last. This fallacy isn't just confined to casinos. It affects our decisions in sports, finance, and even relationships. Understanding the gambler's fallacy can save you not just money, but also from making poor choices based on flawed logic. So the next time you think, it's due, think again. Fact 7. The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Ever heard a new word or seen a unique car and then suddenly start noticing it everywhere? That's the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon at play. It's like your brain puts on a filter that highlights this newfound information, making you think it's suddenly everywhere. But here's the kicker. It's not that these things are appearing more, it's that you're noticing them more. This cognitive bias is actually a survival mechanism, helping us focus on what we deem important. But it can also lead us to false conclusions, like thinking something is way more common than it actually is. So, the next time you feel like the universe is sending you signs, remember, it might just be your brain playing tricks on you. Fact 8. The Ben Franklin effect. You'd think doing a favor for someone would make them like you more, right? But what if I told you it's the other way around? The Ben Franklin effect suggests that when you do a favor for someone, your brain tricks you into believing you must like them. Why? Because our minds struggle with the dissonance between our actions and feelings. So if you're doing something nice for someone, your brain rationalizes it by assuming you must like that person. This psychological quirk was first noted by Benjamin Franklin, who used it as a political strategy. It's a fascinating twist on the psychology of kindness, revealing that sometimes the best way to win someone over is to ask for their help, not offer yours. Fact 9. The IKEA effect. Ever wondered why that DIY bookshelf feels so much more valuable than a pre-assembled one? Welcome to the IKEA effect, a psychological phenomenon where we place higher value on things we've partially created. It's not just about furniture. This extends to meals we cook, projects we spearhead, and even relationships we invest in. Our brains are wired to appreciate the fruits of our labor, making us more emotionally attached to the outcomes. This is why companies like IKEA have thrived. They tap into this innate human tendency to value our own handiwork. So the next time you're frustrated while assembling that complicated desk, remember, you're not just building furniture. You're building a sense of accomplishment and value. Fact 10. The law of the vital few. You might have heard of the 80-20 rule, but did you know it's also known as the law of the vital few? This principle suggests that a small number of causes are responsible for a large percentage of the effects. In business, it often means that 20% of your clients bring in 80% of the revenue. In your personal life, it could mean that a small portion of your habits significantly impacts your overall well-being. This law is a game changer. It helps you focus on what truly matters. By identifying and prioritizing that crucial 20%, you can achieve more with less effort. It's not just a principle for efficiency, it's a philosophy for life. So there you have it, 10 captivating psychological facts and laws that can serve as keys to unlocking a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. From the law of recency to the law of the vital few, these aren't just interesting tidbits. They're powerful tools for self-awareness and improvement. I hope this video not only broadened your horizons, but also sparked your curiosity for further exploration, because self-awareness is the first step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching, and until next time.